Guys, once I see Ashley Young playing for Man United, I know it spells disaster. I think he's done. He's still got something in him, but I still think at the highest level, you know what, man? Man United, do whatever you want. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, Dominic Rich. If you're new around here, consider hitting the subscribe button, especially if you love the English Premier League, because in this video, I'm going to be recapping all the matches that were played on Saturday, August the 31st. Like, August is over, and it was a wonderful month of English Premier League football. And we now go into the international break with 4 matches completed. And if the season continues like this, man, guys, we are in for something special. The main matches I want to talk about in this video is the Man City versus Brighton fixture and the Southampton versus Man United one, because I watched the Man United Southampton game and I didn't get a chance to watch the Man City versus Brighton match, but I did listen to it via radio. I also saw the Liverpool Burnley fixture. I made a complete video for that, so go check that out. And some of you might say, why you made a complete video for the Liverpool game and not for the Man City game? Because I didn't watch the game. I just said it. And the fact that I didn't do a recap video for match week 3, I figured I'll just do a bundle. I just talk about all the games in this video. Someone did suggest that I do this, and with my stubborn ass, I did shrug them off and give them some silly excuse. But the fact that I'm so tired after the weekend is over, it's really hard for me to muster up the energy on Monday, Tuesday, or even Wednesday to do a recap video. And when I really thought about it, I'm like, yo, I have to do this 38 times. I'm like, you know what? I need to re-strategize. I need to just rethink this whole strategy here. So what I'm going to be doing from now on, the games that I didn't watch live, I'm going to go back, watch the extended highlights and include them at the beginning or the end of the individual matches that I'm actually covering. I can't remember who told me to do that, but thank you very much for that idea though. I'm gonna be using it. But enough with the rambling. Let's just run through the Premier League matches that were played on Saturday the 31st of August before I get into the main fixtures which I told you about earlier. Crystal Palace 1, Aston Villa 0. Crystal Palace are coming off of a really good win against Manchester United. Their first win against the Red Devils in the Premier League era. They're also coming off of a midweek loss in the EPL Cup against Colchester, a game which they lost 5-4 on penalties. But I think Roy Hodgson and his boys will be happy that they're not in the EPL. They would want to avoid all possible distractions and try to stay alive in the Premier League by the end of the season. For Aston Villa, they picked up their first Premier League win against Everton, and they are coming off of a 6-1 thrashing of Crewe Alexandria in the EPL Cup. Aston Villa weren't so lucky in this fixture at all. Trezeguet picked up a second yellow in the 54th minute, got sent off, then Jordan Ayew put Crystal Palace ahead in the 73rd minute. Aston Villa did peg a goal back late in the game. Grealish went down, Lansbury got the ball in the back of the net, but it was chalked off by VAR and the game ended in a lot of controversy. There was a big spat between the police and the fans. People got hit with batons. It was just an ugly end to the game. And Aston Villa are no strangers to this kind of late drama or this kind of in-game drama. I think it's just this VAR thing, man. If it wasn't for VAR, it would have been gold. They would have picked up a draw and everyone would have gone home happy. But I don't really want to get too in-depth with this. If you have some more insight on this Aston Villa and Crystal Palace match, please leave it in the comment section down below. I'll really appreciate that. Even though Aston Villa broke their Premier League losing streak and their winless streak, there's still 20 Premier League away games without a win. Palace play Tottenham in their next game, while for Aston Villa they face West Ham. At the end of this video, I'll do a rundown of the Premier League table and the goal scoring charts and whatnot. I want to just get through these fixtures, so bear with me. Newcastle 1, Watford 1. Watford picked up their first points of the season, courtesy of a second-minute goal by Will Hughes. And then Fabian Shaw equalized for Newcastle in the 41st minute. It was a very feisty match. Both teams had great chances to score. The match could have gone any way. but I think Newcastle were the better team on the day. Martin Dubravka, their keeper, was kept very, very busy, and he was one of the main reasons why they picked up a point on the day. Both teams played midweek fixtures in the EPL. Watford picked up a 3-0 win against Coventry, and Newcastle lost to penalties against Leicester City. Newcastle's next fixture will be at Anfield against the mighty Liverpool. And for Watford, they will play host to Arsenal. So with Watford picking up this very, very valuable draw, Javi Gracia will be hoping his team continue picking up points, because he is definitely on the verge of getting sacked. As for Steve Bruce and Newcastle, they will be happy with a result like this. They will just want to continue picking up points. Chelsea 2, Sheffield 2. What a freaking result. And the frustration continues for Frank Lampard and Chelsea. Tammy Abraham with a 19th and 43rd minute brace in the first half still wasn't enough to pick up a full 3 points for Chelsea. Sheffield's new boy Callum Robinson scored his first goal for the club in the 46th minute when he was set up by another new boy, Lys Mousset. Sheffield kept themselves in the game thanks to some brilliant save by their goalkeeper Dean Henderson, and their resilience and tenacity was rewarded with a late equalizer courtesy of the Chelsea defender Kurt Zouma. Michy Batshuayi also got his first minutes for Chelsea, and Billy Gilmore, the youngster, got a run out. It was really nice to see another youngster getting an opportunity for Chelsea. Chelsea must feel very unlucky that they didn't pick up the 3 points, because they played really well. Tammy Abraham, man, this guy is going to score a lot of goals this season. If it wasn't for Dean Henderson's brilliance, Chelsea would have scored 4 or 5 goals, but Sheffield United definitely deserves the credit for picking up a point against Chelsea. Guys, do you think the Sheffield United team got what it takes to survive by the end of the season? Also, let me know in the comment section down below. West Ham United defeated Norwich City 2-0, courtesy of goals from Sebastian Heller and Andrei Yarmolenko. Sebastian Heller scoring his 3rd goal for the club, which is pretty good. He's their record signing. Yarmolenko coming back from injury after being out for a lengthy period. After scoring that goal, you could see how happy he was. He ran all the way to the medical staff just to give them a hug. This will do a world of good for his confidence. Norwich stayed in the game, they got their chances, but I think they were largely outplayed by West Ham. West Ham looked really good on the day. Guys like Felipe Anderson, Masuaku even pulled off an assist. Guys, that was a great day for West Ham football, and Pellegrini must be pleased with this performance. As for Daniel Falk and Norwich, they just have to keep their heads up high and keep trying. Norwich definitely has the look of a team who can go down by the end of the season, but guys, it's still early days, especially when you have a striker like Teemu Pukki in your lineup. He was largely isolated on the day as well. Maybe that's the reason why they lost. But West Ham played well. West Ham played well. Tim Krul had to pull off a lot of big saves. It could have been 5. It could have been really ugly for Norwich City on the day. West Ham United did defeat Newport County in the EPL Cup 2-0, and their next fixture will be against Aston Villa. For Norwich City, they lost their EPL Cup fixture against Crawley Town 1-0, and believe me, they won't care. They would want to focus on surviving the Premier League by the end of the season. Their next fixture will be against the mighty Manchester City. Leicester City 3, Bournemouth 1. What a performance by Leicester, man. This was a commanding performance by Leicester City under Brendan Rodgers. Jamie Vardy with a brace, he was brilliant on the day, and Yuri Telemans scoring the other, assisted by Jamie Vardy. So Vardy had a great day at the office, and Leicester City is starting the season on fire. Eddie Howe's men did equalize to Callum Wilson in the 15th minute, but they were largely outplayed throughout the match. That first Jamie Vardy goal has to be one to remember. What a pass by Ben Chilwell. That was not a long ball, that was a long pass, and out came the adventurous goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale. The defenders did not deal with that ball, and Vardy from way out just chipped the goalkeeper, ended up in the back of the net. One of the goals of the season, definitely. This Leicester team is looking really good so far this season. Unbeaten in 4, 2 wins and 2 draws, 3rd in the Premier League table. But as for Eddie Howe and Bournemouth, not so good. 2 losses, a win, and a draw. They're currently 15th in the safe zone, but they would want to do a lot better. For Leicester City, they won their EPL Cup fixture against Newcastle 4-2 on penalties, and Brendan Rodgers will be hoping he can pick up that trophy. You know, they need trophies after winning the Premier League a few seasons ago. Their next fixture will be at Old Trafford against Man United, and they will be fancying their chances of picking up all 3 points. For Bournemouth, in the EPL Cup, they defeated Forest Green 3-0 on penalties. Their next match will be at home against Everton. Burnley 0, Liverpool 3, courtesy of an own goal by Chris Wood, a goal by Sadio Mane, and another by Roberto Firmino. Liverpool stay top of the Premier League with a perfect 12 points. There was a little drama in the game between Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane. After he got subbed off, he expresses displeasure towards Mohamed Salah for not passing the ball to him when he had the opportunity to. But guys, if you want to hear more about that fixture, I did a whole video covering it, so go check it out. I'll also put a link in the description box down below. As for Burnley, they lost their midweek fixture in the EPL Cup against Sunderland, a 3-1 loss. Like, you're losing to Sunderland, who got relegated twice in the last few seasons. Not a good thing. But when you really look at it, it could be a good thing for Burnley. It could help them survive this very, very grueling season. Their next match will be away at the Amex Stadium against Brighton. As for Liverpool, they did not take part in the last round of the EPL Cup. Their next fixture will be at Anfield against Newcastle United. Southampton won, Man United won. Southampton had to play the last 18 minutes of the game with 10 men, and still Man United couldn't win the game. This is horrible. This is poor. This is poor by Man United. Daniel James with a brilliant goal to open the scoring in the 10th minute. This makes it 3-4 for the season, £15 million from Swansea City. I told you guys about this player. He is a gem. I'm telling you, a gem. He is a bargain signing. And these are the type of signings Man United should have made. They should have sold De Gea, and they should have kept their keeper Dean Henderson. You know what I'm saying? They would have been doing better, to be completely honest. And no disrespect to David De Gea, but I think this would have been a better player for Man United going forward. And with the sale of David De Gea, that money could have cancelled out the fee for Harry Maguire. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, guys. Because I could bet you guys any money David De Gea is going to concede over 40 goals this season. He conceded over 50 last. This season, over 40. Who knows? Maybe over 50 again. Or maybe I'm not giving the Man United defense the credit they deserve. Well, do they even deserve any credit though? Guys, once I see Ashley Young playing for Man United, I know it spells disaster. I think he's done. He's still got something in him, but I still think at the highest level, you know what, man? Man United, do whatever you want. After James's brilliant goal in the 10th minute, Man United couldn't hold on to the 3 points. I think that's a deficiency in their game. They just can't keep control of the game for a very, very long time. Like, you're cruising, you're playing well, and then bam, out of the blue, Southampton scores. The goal came from a set play, was a corner, and then a Danny Ings header was wonderfully saved by De Gea, but the rebound went out, the second ball came in, and Yannick Vestergaard, who is a giant of a man, leaped ahead of Victor Lindelof. Again, he is getting out-leaped, and he put it in the back of the net. 1 point for Southampton, who truly deserves this point. After Vestergaard scored, Kevin Danso got sent off in the 73rd minute for a stupid tackle, picking up a second yellow card there. That was so dumb. Like, it wasn't even in a dangerous position in the field. Like, McTominay, he was over on the right-hand side, and it was far away from the goal, and Danso, come on, you had a brain fart or something? Like, stay freaking switched on, man. Hassan Hutel is going to slap you in your face. I'm just joking. I'm not going to advocate violence here. But he deserves a slap, man. Both of them are from Austria, so he probably, you know, curse him out or something, like, you know what I'm saying? But Southampton did hold on to the 1 point, and later on in the season, Man United will definitely rue dropping points like this. Points that they should have picked up. But nevertheless, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has a lot of work to do, man. He has a lot of work to do. He needs to have a plan, and he needs to stick to it. When he took off Mata, brought on Matic, like, that didn't make any sense. So some of the selections and some of the things he have been doing is quite suspect. That's just my opinion. But Man United haven't started the season well at all. 1 win in the opening match against Chelsea, 2 draws and a loss. Like, this is not good. A loss and a draw going into the international break. They have a lot to work on coming back. Their next fixture will be at Old Trafford against Leicester City, and that one won't be easy at all. As for Southampton, they are building up a head of steam here. They picked up a 2-0 win against Brighton. They defeated Fulham 1-0 in the EPL Cup, and now a point against Man United. Good luck going forward, Hassan Hutel. Their next Premier League game will be at home against Sheffield United. And for the final game, Manchester City 4, Brighton 0. I didn't expect anything different at all. This is a result that I really enjoyed. And even though I did not get to watch the game, I listened to it. While listening, the commentators were reading out tweets and stuff, and they said to tweet them. So I did so, and they read out my tweet. I felt so freaking good, man. That was a good feeling.
Matt Ryan, to be fair, read that well, didn't he?
No, the goalkeeper's done well. It was great shape on the cross from Morris. When he opens up onto that left foot, it's so dangerous. He can play nice little smart balls down the side, or he can just whip him in like that, and it was a nice delivery. The goalie did well.
Dominic Richards is working at JFK Airport in New York, listening to us. He says 3 in a row for Manchester City. Yep, Dom, I think that is very, very likely indeed. And Thomas Creel, hoping Man City enjoy. He says they're 2.5 hours at the top of the table before my Liverpool beat Burnley 2-0, he says, later. That's from the town of Grapevine, Texas. So Thomas, one of many Liverpool fans, hoping somehow the City weren't going to win this, but it wasn't ever really going to happen, was it? We knew that 70 seconds in after the first goal.
But when I got home and I was finally settled, I took a look at the highlights and I was so impressed with the quality of the goals, man. I was like, wow. Everyone played well on the day, man. I don't have anything to say about the players' performances, but Laporte picked up an injury. This is not good. This is not good at all. And from what Pep Guardiola is saying, he went straight to the hospital and it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. Leroy Sané is already out. Now Laporte. Gabriel Jesus injured. John Stones suffering from a little injury as well. Benjamin Mendy not fully fit. Guys, it seems like we could have an injury crisis on our hands. But the fact that City's squad is very, very deep. Fernandinho came on and replaced Laporte seamlessly at the back. It was brilliant. It was brilliant. But I think Zinchenko had a brilliant game today. I have been criticizing the young man lately, saying that we need a proper left back. But, oh man, he was good. He was really, really good in this game against Brighton. For the first goal, I think he was involved, and then he was involved in another goal again. Man, he is owning that left back position. But the fact that Laporte is injured, guys, I don't think we should panic at all. I don't think we should panic. Nicolas Otamendi is getting a lot of time on the field. When John Stones get back, Fernandinho could fill in. Kyle Walker could play at centre back as well. He was recently left out of the England squad, but I'm not too angry about that. That means he can focus on playing for Manchester City. You know, so I think we have cover if Laporte suffers a long time injury, so I'm not too worried about that. But Kevin De Bruyne picked up a goal in the 2nd minute. Aguero scored in the 42nd and the 55th minute to become only the 3rd player to score 6 goals in August. He is now top of the goal scoring chart, and right now it seems like Aguero may go on to score 30 goals. I think the stat says he scored 29 in his last 23 games at the Etihad Stadium. The man has been simply remarkable. Bernardo Silva did come off the bench to great effect to score in the 79th minute. It was probably his first touch of the game. But in this game, Riyad Mahrez looked good. David Silva and Kevin De Bruyne were sublime. Raheem Sterling didn't have the best of games, but he still played his part in the win. Rodri had another solid performance, man. It's like this guy has just slotted into this Manchester City team seamlessly. Gundogan was the other player along with Fernandinho and Bernardo Silva to come off the bench. Guys, we could have scored 6, 7 or even 8 goals on the day. That's how good Manchester City played. It's good to see Aguero scoring freely, Kevin De Bruyne picking up a goal, David Silva buzzing in the middle of the field, and all the players just expressing themselves. Ederson as well, he had a solid game. Leandro Trossard did get behind on a few occasions, but he wasn't able to beat the Brazilian, who is picking up his 50th clean sheet in 104 games, I think so. That's freaking brilliant, man. That's brilliant. So congrats to Ederson. Congrats, man. Everyone still thinks that Alisson is a better goalkeeper than you are. So you need to continue working very, very hard. But all in all, not a bad try by Graham Potter and his boys. They got him behind on a few occasions, but Brighton simply not good enough for Man City. Brighton is like me playing FIFA against one of these professional FIFA players. Like, I'm gonna get battered. You know what I'm saying? It's just so one-sided, I'm telling you. As for stats in the game, City 15 shots, 6 on target. Brighton 6 shots at goal, 2 on target. Only 55% of the possession, Brighton 45%. So Brighton, I told you, enjoy long spells of possession today. For Man City, our next fixture will be against Norwich City on the road. As for Brighton, who defeated Bristol Rovers 2-1 in the EPL Cup, they face Burnley at home in their next fixture. So guys, remember I told you I would do a quick recap of the league table. Liverpool first, 12 points. Man City second, 10 points. Leicester City third, 8 points. All 3 teams are currently unbeaten. The only unbeaten teams left in the Premier League. Crystal Palace fourth, 7 points. West Ham fifth, 7 points. Arsenal sixth, 6 points. I think Arsenal will remain right there by the end of the season, maybe not. Man United 7th, 5 points. Sheffield United 8th, 5 points. Chelsea 9th, 5 points. Tottenham in 10th position, 4 points with a game in hand. Burnley 11th with 4 points. Everton, Southampton, Newcastle, Bournemouth, and Brighton 12th to 15th on 4 points. Wolves, Aston Villa, and Norwich all struggling with 3 points from 17th to 19th, and Watford last 1 point. Currently leading the goal scoring charts is Sergio Aguero with 6 goals. Raheem Sterling 5 goals, Timo Pukki 5 goals, Ashley Barnes 4 goals, and Tammy Abraham with 4 goals. Assist king so far, Kevin De Bruyne with 5. I think the Premier League record for a season is 20, held by Thierry Henry. David Silva has 4, Dani Ceballos 2, Buendia 2, Eric Peters 2, and a whole lot of other players with 2 assists. So guys, that brings you to an end of the recap. I'm really glad I did this and got it out of the way, because on Monday, Tuesday, I wouldn't have had the energy to do it. So guys, if you got all the way to the end of the video and you're new around here, consider hitting the subscribe button. Don't forget to leave a like on the video, and in the comment section down below, please let me know of any big talking points that I failed to mention in the video. Guys, until next time, I'd like to say thanks for watching. Peace out. Rich Squad.